Right, so there were a lot of double-digit snowfall totals. A lot of places, we call it overachieving, where it was going to be on the high side, and then you just got that little extra bit more from this.
Yeah, but outside of this snowstorm here, much of the country really had been enjoying a much warmer than usual November, and it's actually having a negative impact on retailers.
Imagine that, just in time for Black Friday. It's starting to feel like winter. Here to discuss the impact on retailers and travel is meteorologist and business analyst Paul Walsh. Paul, great to see you on this Sunday. So let's break it down. How does weather impact the Thanksgiving holiday?
Well, Thanksgiving holiday is probably one of the biggest weather-impacted holidays of the year, and it's because of the sort of twin things. Travel, we're all going out to travel. In fact, AAA is estimating that almost 47 million of us are going to be traveling this year, which is the most since 2007. And then, of course, Black Friday, which is one of the top shopping holidays of the year. So you can imagine if you've got bad weather for either one of those, it's going to have a huge impact on the economy.
We're going to tackle shopping in a minute, but what about travel? Because a lot of people are watching us, perhaps planning to get out of town and get on the road or in the airs in a couple of days. How is weather going to impact this year's travel?
Well, so far, Paul, so good. I don't really see any really big storms. Of course, there'll be, pockets of weather across the country, over the next few days that might impact travel. But overall, it looks pretty good. And, of course, all of us are pretty resilient when it comes to holiday shopping for Thanksgiving. So far, fingers crossed, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a huge problem.
I know shoppers look at the weather to whether or not they're going to camp out, at 3 a.m. or they're going to wait till the sun comes up, that kind of thing. But what about retailers? How are they looking at the forecast and thinking, is this going to be a bust or a boom?
Well, for retailers, I think it's going to be a boom, Maria. And, of course, you mentioned before how mild it's been this November. And one of the challenges for retailers is that inventories of, for example, cold weather clothing have been piling up, and they're trying to get those out of the door. Well, when we see this sort of transition from really mild temperatures to extremely cold in some cases, it really triggers that urge to get out and go shopping. It looks like for the Black Friday holiday shopping day, the weather's going to be pretty good. In fact, it's got to be actually really bad before people actually don't go shopping. So when you put those two things together, it looks like we're going to have a really, really strong holiday shopping day. The other thing that's going to help fuel that is the fact that gas prices are as low as they've been in about 7 years. So we've got people that have been waiting to buy, they've got money in their pocket, and the weather looks relatively good.
All right, now I'm one that hates to go out there on Black Friday with the crowds and all that. So what about weather and Cyber Monday? How can the weather impact Cyber Monday sales?
Well, what happens nowadays, of course, with all of us having the ability to go shopping online, if the weather's bad, it keeps people home, it keeps people from shopping. And what I think is going to happen actually for Cyber Monday and even beyond is that for the holiday shopping season, because of the El Nino and because of the prediction that it's going to be relatively wet across the southern half of the country, I think we're going to see a big resurgence in online shopping. There's going to be more of us buying, and there's going to be more of us buying seasonal product categories, hats and gloves and things like that. So it's going to be much different than last year, but the weather's going to have a big part of shopping.
Fascinating stuff as always. Paul Walsh, appreciate your take on all of it.
All right, if you have plans for